Hey folks, here are OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the Turcom TS6580. This is a graphic tablet which you can use to doodle and draw on a computer. It has pressure sensitivity and competes with more expensive models, maybe produced by Wacom. This one sells on Amazon and through the company's website for only $40, which is fairly inexpensive. It has a 8 by 5 inch area which you can use to interact and draw with the pressure sensitive pen, which is included. Otherwise, it has up to 2048 levels of sensitivity, so as you press harder, it's going to create a thicker line. When you get the proper software installed on a computer, it works with both Mac and PC. It comes with 4 spare tips for the pen itself, the active digitizer, and it also has, again, the pen itself has supposedly the same experience as drawing with a pen and paper, so it should be quite easy to get used to. Not going to be as high-end as, let's say, a Wacom tablet with a display underneath that might sell for $500 or $600, but it should do the job if you're on a budget looking for something to quickly use with software like Corel, maybe Paint, maybe Illustrator. It's all going to be supported here, and it's just a plug-and-play solution. Uses USB 2.0 just to insert onto your computer. The sides feature some basic info about the unit, including what's in the box itself, what's supported. It does include a CD driver as well, so it allows you to install it in case you have an older operating system and need some extra time to install and support this tablet. But otherwise, you can see the weight on the sides as well, and it also has 2 different colors. We have the black version here, also comes in a white version. In the box itself, we have the tablet. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. There's the aforementioned optional drivers. Some computers, such as Windows 10, will automatically recognize it, so no drivers are needed. Some info as well for installing that. It does include a AAA battery inside the box for the pen itself, so you need to swap that out after, I would say, a year of usage. We'll take a closer look at the active digitizer pen, the stylus, in a moment. And there is a USB, which is also removable. Kind of interesting, not something you find on all graphic drawing tablets. It seems to use mini USB 2.0, which is the older standard, something a little bit interesting, but they go with micro USB. And over here, this is where all these spare tips, or the nibs for the pen after it gets worn down, the plastic, can be replaced. It also dubs as a pen holder, so the pen can sit on the top comfortably without rolling all over the desk. And you can unscrew this to find these spare tips inside. So the 4 are stacked on top, and when you're done, you can always purchase more from the manufacturer. And that is all that you find in the box. So taking a closer look at the design of the pen and the tablet first, we are going to check out the pen first. From a first impressions perspective, it reminds me quite a bit of another graphic tablet we checked out a few months ago by Huion, so Huion. This had a very similar fit and finish in the hand. The pen seems to be pretty well balanced. It is made out of plastic, so it isn't the most premium thing in the world, but it's rather lightweight. It does have a grip, which is pretty soft, and also includes tactile controls, which are programmable. You have to use this also to kind of go back, maybe undo, select things, and swap back and forth between eraser mode, because there isn't, it looks like another side that you can use as an eraser, which you might find on more expensive Wacom tablets, for instance. This is the tip, which can be slightly pressed down to confirm things. You can use this as a trackpad or a mouse pad, a giant one, for interacting with a traditional laptop screen, let's say. And it doesn't seem to roll around too much either because of the button placement, which is nice. So a decent pen. It feels pretty lightweight. And here we have just the tablet itself next. Again, it is made out of plastic, about the same size as a lot of comparable, I'd say, Wacom tablets that we've checked out before as well. It has protective coating that we can rip off here. On the top here, we have access to the company's logo. This part can also be peeled off. It features a few LED lights once it is plugged in. But the main part, which is, again, 8 by 5 inches, is a matte finish. This is the pressure-sensitive part. And it has, again, a pretty slick overall feeling, so it doesn't attract too much fingerprints, which is nice. Pretty slim, overall attractive design, I'd say, going on. Slightly curved edges on the sides, and on the right-hand edge, you have access to the mini USB port for connecting it to a computer and power, and the very back features rubber feet as well to prevent the tablet from sliding around on a surface or a desk when you have it and you're trying to draw on it. There's also the serial number and some basic info about the model. This is basically how it looks. So next, we're going to plug this into a computer and show you guys a quick demo of the drawing experience. So we have the Turcom graphic tablet plugged into the computer's USB port. This is a plug-and-play experience, so it only takes a few seconds for the drivers to automatically recognize itself, and then we're ready to go. As you can see here, it also mimics a trackpad of sorts when you're using it. Of course, it doesn't support touch natively, but using the stylus, you can hover on the top of the board, and it brings up this virtual cursor for you to navigate the user interface and click on icons. The only thing it is missing, once again, are those quick shortcut keys on the sides, which I find sometimes helpful for navigating things such as back, delete, undo when I'm in a specific application, or if I want to bring up a volume or media controls. Regardless, it still works quite well, and the pen itself offers these two tactile controls for drawing as well as deleting, and those are the two functions that it has. You can also reprogram this if you want to install the more complex software suite using the included CD. So in order to take advantage of the pressure sensitivity of this graphic tablet, like with any Wacom-based tablet, it's really up to you, the user, to download the appropriate application. So something like CorelDRAW, Photoshop, or even Windows Journal will allow you to use pressure sensitivity. If you press harder, a darker line will appear on screen. If you press lighter, it's going to be a lighter line that really mimics the experience of pencil on paper and creates a very realistic drawing canvas. Other applications, such as something as generic as Windows Paint here, obviously isn't complex enough to support pressure sensitivity, even though it still works as a basic note-taking app as well as for quick sketches. So it's something that's more elementary and geared for, I guess, people who are really on the go and don't really need more complex features. So I'm going to just use this as a quick test to show you guys how it performs. But again, if you do have one of those more complicated apps, it will work much better in terms of pressure sensing. So it is rather responsive. If I do something like hello, you can see that it is pretty quick to respond and there aren't any delays or anything. Something I have noted, though, is that the material of the board is this coarse kind of material instead of being completely smooth. So as a result, when you're drawing, it has a bit more texture to it. On the plus side, this gives you a bit more of extra precision. So if you're drawing and you don't really know how much you have to move in order to create a stroke on the screen, this gives you a bit more of an accurate ability to sense that. However, if you are someone who wants to draw, more used to using a really smooth pencil or really smooth ballpoint pen on a paper, it's not as smooth or as elegant as some Wacom tablets that I've tried in the past. But all in all, it still works very nicely, especially at this price point. So again, you can annotate text really easily with this. So if you have let's say an ebook that you want to draw on or doodle on or take notes for classes, it's a great application. Obviously, if you're a graphic artist, I did some quick sketches over here to give you guys an idea of what you can achieve, even using something again as simple as Paint on this. And I also took a few notes in terms of text just to show you guys again the writing capabilities on here. You can write pretty small and it senses it just fine. So for instance, OS reviews, again, this is a pretty small kind of handwriting going on here. It still works as well even if I draw larger, so no issues there. And the calibration is pretty strong and accurate as well. So at the end of the day, we are fans of the Turcom TS6580 graphic tablet just because it's a very low-cost and budget-oriented graphic tablet that works very well, I think, for this sub $40 price point. And it offers a very large and spacious kind of area to work with, and also the design is a lot more expensive than you think it is. There are a few shortcomings here and there, but all in all, I think for just note-taking as well as basic drawing, and if you're just looking for an inexpensive graphic tablet, this will fit the bill. You can check out more details about this in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.